Well, I think we had a pretty good game today. Um, the rain just somehow stayed away, and um, I think we had a little bit of rain during our delay, which was fortuitous. Um, but we ended up getting the W, and I think our kids played great. I mean, we had a couple errors here or there, but um, it didn't affect us necessarily. Um, Frank got hit pretty hard, maybe not quite as hard as the umpire, but I got a couple pictures of his um, baseball stitches right on his wrist or elbow or wherever it hit him, and you know, you ought to get some ice on that, Frank. But I think we did pretty good. We hit good. Jeremy had a stinking great game. I think he scored every time he was up. I love him as a leadoff. He's a great, great leadoff hitter. Our pitching was good. Our catching was good. I think our positions were good. Again, like I said last time, I wish I could move players around more, but when I'm in the heat of the game, I don't necessarily think about, where every kid is playing as far as getting the exact right time in a certain spot. It's at the time I have one sub today, and I was just trying to uh, keep subbing that one guy out, and um, but also um, I like the kids' attitudes. I mean, we don't have a kid on this team that has a bad attitude, and it is rare. I mean, I've had kids that have had bad attitudes, and it's so hard to coach that. Or a kid that just wasn't, like paying attention to me. All these kids listen to me, and um, that is like it's it's so good. It's so good to have players that just do what you say and will shift when you tell them to shift and are into it. Um, but we have a lot more games and a lot more guys will get a lot more chances. I was really happy to get to work with some pitchers today. I'm not the greatest pitching coach, but I've had a couple sons do pretty good in pitching, and um, of course I never paid for lessons or anything. It was just me trying to figure out how I could get more out of my boys. That's it. I wanted my boys to be good, and so I just worked with them. I just worked with them and worked with them and worked with them. And I never played baseball. I played hockey growing up. I never played baseball. I didn't know how to throw a curveball till I was like 36 years old. And I learned how to throw a curve and a slider and a change so I could teach my kids. And I may not, you know, I may not know exactly the right thing to say at the exact right time. I try to give a kid 4 or 5 different things and hope one of them sticks. But it was very fun working with the pitchers in our delay. Thoughts and prayers go out to the umpire who got nailed by that Luke kid. Hey, that Luke kid, he's got some speed, man. If he can get some control, he'll be pretty good. Luke from the other team. But I appreciate the whole team effort. That's what it was. Everybody did their little part. Matthew's only 11 years old, and he just had a couple, little bloops that just happened to land, and I think he got thrown out at second or something like that because he took off too early on a steal, which is fine. I mean, I give him a little bit more leeway because he's young, but I scolded him already for it when I got home. But I think Tubby did good. and Joey did good. I don't think it was either Tubby's or Joey's best game, but it's really nice to know that when they don't have their best control, that's all it was control. But when they don't have their best control, they're still, I think, I mean, I'd put them up against anybody. So super happy about that. And of course, I hate mentioning people because I'm not going to mention someone that did something good that I should be aware of. But when I'm doing a video, I can't just think of everything. But I really, really had so much fun today. I was amped up. I wanted my boys to be amped up. I wanted all these kids to just be aggressive, man. That team was 5-1. I think 9 times out of 10 we would beat them. They had 3 or 4 good guys, and from there that was about I think all they really had. And I'm looking at my lineup, and I got 10 kids there who I would put up against any other 10, guaranteed. So I was super happy with our performance today. A couple little things go our way, one way or another, we would have ruled them. So while I really enjoy watching baseball, and I complimented those other kids when they made good plays, I like watching good baseball. I'm not trying to win 15-0. Man, that'd be nice, but I want to see good baseball, and I think we saw that today, and our guys, performed really well, just putting the bat in the ball, and then being patient when you got a pitcher that's not throwing strikes. That's important too. But it seems like every game someone else comes up with something. Someone else does something that I didn't expect. And that's the greatest thing about any sport, is that any day it's anyone's game. So I'd like to get a practice in the next 3 or 4 days if I can manage it. I like getting there early. I know that a lot of people want to have practices and schedule a practice on an off day. It's so hard right now. All the fields have been rained out. To try to get a field for a practice is like pulling teeth. But if we can show up early, and then we had a nice break today where we got a little bit more work in. But if we can show up early, then I get to work with 2 or 3 guys that I'm thinking about. And I promise you, I'm thinking about this team all the time. I'm thinking about, how am I going to get this guy to do this one thing a little bit better? How am I going to get this kid to be a little bit faster down the first baseline? I think about that stuff all the time. And, we just happen to be in a unbelievably rainy season. The rainiest summer, I think, in the last 4 or 5 years. So, we have to deal with that. But I love you guys. I love your kids. There's nothing I'd rather be doing than what I'm doing. I hope you feel the same way. And we'll try to get everybody in different spots as we go along. There's a couple pitchers that I was working with today. I really want to see them on the mound. I want to take risks, but at the same time, I know we're 5-0. We got a target on our back, and when you're rolling so good, everyone's trying to find a way to beat you, and it's very easy to just continually rely on the ones that you have relied on, and there is a potential that someone doesn't get a shot at a certain spot or a certain position when they're probably just very capable to do it. But if you're in my spot and you're sitting in the dugout and it's in between innings and you're trying to tell everybody where to go, you might just throw a kid in a position that isn't his favorite position, but it's at the time it seems to work. So Um, all of our kids need to have fun and keep a positive attitude no matter what. No matter, I don't care if you strike out 3 times. Tomorrow's a new day, a new game, and I thought we did great today. Um, I want to beat. I want to just beat every team. I want to demolish every team, but you're going to come up with some. Kind of come up against teams that are really good. Today, that team had some decent pitchers. That last guy, of course, was super fast with not a whole lot of control. I think he threw the ball behind Frank 3 or 4 times, or maybe he even threw it behind Jeremy. I can't remember. So that gets a little bit scary. But to see our kids go up there and be confident, I didn't see anyone afraid in the box. Everyone was just trying to hit the ball. And our defense was good. I know Nolan bounced up against the fence trying to get a foul ball. I promise you, I've coached a lot of kids, and a lot of kids wouldn't even try to make that catch. So I was very impressed with that. Bounce up against the fence. Yeah, I'm fine, coach. Okay. I like to see that. I like to see the effort. I like to see people doing what I say. I have Josh playing second. I'm always telling him, move this way, move that way, move back. He always does what I say. He knows that what I'm saying is there's a reason for it. And I may be wrong, but there's a reason for it. But I love the kids' attitudes. I think we got a team of baseball players, like legit baseball players, kids that want to play. And that's very exciting to me. So anyway, God bless. I'll contact you about practice times. Otherwise, I think we play next Thursday. So peace out.